Testing, testing, testing. One, two, three. Testing, testing, testing. All right, my mic is live. Welcome again to the YouTube channel. Today is Friday. That means it's Economics Friday or Money Making Friday. First, before we get started, I want to say all views that are expressed on this hangout are opinions. We are by no means financial planners, certified financial planners in any capacity. Um, please do your own research. Do not take what we say concerning finance as to heart and 100% right. If you do have any questions, you can go to the website cfp.net. Again, it's cfp.net. That is the Certified Financial Planner Board of Board of Standards, and there you can search for a financial planner and a financial planner in your area, and you can speak to them if you have any questions. So, with that said, thank you for tuning in. Today is June 8th, 2018. We'll talk about some good things today. The topics are going to range from SEC saying that hello, how you doing today, Maddie?
Chilling, man. Chilling.
All right, all right. We're gonna have a lot more people on. I'm glad you can make it. I'm glad you can make it.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah.
Cool.
Uh Me and Dollar Will was talking about you last week. We time saying a few weeks saying how you 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 have a lot of knowledge in this area. So I said, I gotta bring you on.
Yeah. Um, yeah. Penny stocks. I'm pretty good at that
Okay,
because
okay.
I go on a forum and there's a lot of professional traders on there and they always hand out little stock tips or stocks that are about to move. So I just run on them when I see them about to move.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Uh, Today we'll be talking about the range of topics we'll be talking about is SEC chairman says Bitcoin is not a security. Universities starting to invest in Bitcoin, which means
Yeah.
institutional adoption. Coinbase makes another move. Made another move. Gold prices, oil prices, and another cryptocurrency topic, which I should move that one to the forefront. And then after
Okay.
that, we'll have a more of open discussion. Usually, I know Dollar Will he'll come on a little bit later. Uh,
Okay.
Man, I tell you, when he come on, it it gets live. It really do gets live when he come on because we talk about the oil. Last week we were talking about the oil prices, the dollar prices, the movement of the dollar against the Swiss franc, and he did a few chart analysis. Man, we talk strictly about it's Money Making Friday. We talk strictly about economics on here, and it's good talk,
Okay.
good
Cool.
talks. Um,
I know. I
Go
know
ahead.
with Bitcoin. I was just gonna say with Bitcoin, it's it's gonna become mainstream. So I need to buy my Ethereum back. I had it and flipped it. So I had it during the summer, and I sold it like in December. I had to
Mm.
report all my taxes, but I hadn't visited it lately because it's going through a correction. But I think now it's time to buy.
Yeah, I had sold mine. I only hit a few. I had sold mine because I wanted to put it towards something else in the crypto. But yeah, I agree. It's time to buckle down.
Yeah, I'm just gonna get me a starter and maybe add to it and then watch it. because it'll probably go up and then it'll come back down, and then you can just keep adding to your position. But I think it's going to be solidified just because they don't want China to get their yarn in, over the dollar because Trump is trying to make the dollar weak. So
Oh man, you know what? Hey, you talking? Hey, you talking already, man? Man, this what you saying is exactly what we talk about.
yeah,
Period. No, no, no filters, no buffers, no nothing.
but in a way, it's kind of a good thing he's doing the tariff thing because the market is too hot. We need some volatility in it so the stocks can still run.
Yeah, yeah, he did the tariffs against Canada, Mexico, well, both NAFTA
Yeah,
partners, and uh, almost
I
everybody
I
else.
I think they're gonna come out with some kind of BS deal eventually. He'll back down, but I think now it's a good thing just to get some volatility in the market so people still want to trade.
Hmm, hmm.
Because without volatility, you can't short a stock or you can't buy and get your price point and then sell it because it's going to go up and down. They want a little volatility going.
Yeah, I know people like put their calls and puts in. Okay, so I know a lot of people. A few people. We only have about 5 or 6 people on the thing at the most, but a few people are going to straggle in. So I'm gonna get
Yeah,
everything started. I'm gonna share my screen and start reading the first point of tonight. And our first topic is from CoinTelegraph.com. This is by Molly Jane Zuckerberg. SEC Chairman Jay Clayton says Bitcoin not a security. Most ICOs likely are. Jay Clayton, the chair of the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, or SEC, believes that Bitcoin is not a security since it acts as a replacement for foreign currencies. CNBC reports Tuesday, June 6. Clayton was speaking about the incredible promise of distributed ledger technologies driving efficiencies in markets. Clarified during today's CNBC interview his thoughts on cryptocurrencies that are replacements of foreign currencies. Replace the dollar, the yen, the euro with Bitcoin. That type of currency is not a security. While Clayton did not comment on specific assets beside Bitcoin, about their status as securities. He went on to explain that what he considers to be securities are tokens that act as digital assets. Where I give you my money, where I give you my money, and you go off to and make a venture, and in return for me giving you my money, you say you say, you know what I'm giving to you a return. That is security. That is a security, and we regulate that. We regulate the offering of their security, and we regulate the trading of their security. When asked to make clear his statement on whether initial offerings or ICOs are securities, Clayton told the interviewers CNBC's Bob Pisani, Bob, I just did. Clayton added that the SEC won't support changing the definition of security to support the ICO community, as they are not going to do any violence to the traditional definition of a security, which has worked well for a long time. The SEC chair had previously praised distributed ledger technology, blockchain as an example, during February's SEC and Commodity Trading Commission cryptocurrency hearing. At the time, Clayton had noted that every ICO that the SEC had been so far would be considered a security. Altcoins Ethereum and Ripple have come up in the cryptocurrency security question, with Joseph Lubin of Ethereum emphatically denying that Ethereum was never a security, and Ripple similarly rejecting a security classification. Ripple is now facing a class action lawsuit from a disgruntled investor claiming that the sale of XRP is the sale of an unregistered security, with the former SEC chair recently appointed to represent Ripple in court. All right, there's a few things in this article. Let me see if someone else, other people came on. How you doing, Mike? How you doing today?
I'm hanging in there, brother. You?
I'm all right. I'm all right. We finally got Mighty Ghost on here.
Yeah, I'm here.
Um, in this article, a few things popped up. He says that Bitcoin is not a security because it has the potential to replace the dollar, the yen, and the euro. But he did not specifically say anything about the altcoins. But he did say that these rules concerning what's a security that's been in place for um, over 100 years will not be altered to compensate, this new technology. Mike, with this article, what exactly do you think about
I didn't hear the entire
it?
piece that
Okay,
you were reading. I
okay,
just came in.
okay.
Uh,
Well, go ahead,
I
Maddie.
I think what they're trying to say is the altcoins are gonna be like equities, like stocks, and Bitcoin and Ethereum are gonna be like uh exchanges, like how the Dow and the S&P. That's what I think they're trying to say. And then like when you want to start a security, you're gonna have to ICOs might be the standard, like forming an IPO. That's what I
Okay.
think they're trying to say.
Now I know with Ethereum and Ripple, they mentioned Ethereum and Ripple, which is top three Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Ripple. When people got into Bitcoin, when it was on this bull run late
Right,
last year, it went from like 5,000 to $20,000 within a couple months, and
right,
people were starting to get into a Bitcoin trying to catch that bull run. Then obviously people can't afford a 10,000, 15, 20,000 Bitcoin, so they were looking at Ethereum and Ripple, and at the time, Litecoin, they could say, "Well, I can afford an entire Ripple, Ethereum, or Litecoin." So they got, especially Ripple, they got thousands of Ripple, hundreds of Litecoin, or even a few Ethereum. Now that
yeah,
a few months later they want to sell it, if they sell it, then they gotta tell the the tax
Iris,
man,
yeah,
right, that hey, I sold this Ethereum, Ripple, or Litecoin, and it's 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 convoluted because once you sell it, it automatically converts to Bitcoin, and Bitcoin is not a security; it's just a form of currency. But once you sell that Bitcoin to a fiat, it's kind of convoluted right now.
yeah. I think what they're gonna do is they're gonna break it down just like how they got the exchanges on 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 the stock exchange. They're gonna have Bitcoin, Ethereum, and maybe like a financial coin, like maybe Ripple, if it passes certain protocols and tests. Maybe they use that as a financial uh, part on the exchange. And then the rest of them are going to be like securities. The altcoins are going to be securities. Like you can invest in it like you're buying a stock. And then ex- uh, accounts like Coinbase would be like Charles Schwab or E Trade.
Okay.
So they probably have more fund index funds where you can uh, buy the equities or buy into a on the actual exchange. That's what it looks like. They're gonna mimic how it is like on the when you're trading stocks.
Yeah.
Eventually, that's what it looks like.
Okay. Yeah. And Mike, the article was just saying how the SEC chairman was saying Bitcoin is not a security. He actually said it quoted him in the article, said replace the dollar, the yen, the euro with Bitcoin. That type of currency is not a security. And he also quoted him saying, where I give you my money and you go off and make a venture, and in return for me giving you my money, you say, you know what? I'm going to give you a return that is a security. And we regulate that. We regulate the offering of that security, and we regulate the trading of that security. And in the article, they quoted him saying that in the article, but he just specifically said that about Bitcoin. He didn't specifically say that about any other coin other than Bitcoin.
It would seem to me that because of the value of Bitcoin currently is what they're probably referring to. Because if Bitcoin's only worth a penny, then he probably wouldn't even have this conversation, right?
Right.
So now it seems it would also seem that the value has made it become a digital asset.
And some people even liken it to gold, digital gold.
Right. I mean, it has too much volatility to be similar to gold, but it does have some stability to it.
Okay.
In terms of it's not going to go away anytime soon.
Oh no, because it's too big of a name to go away. You know, it's like they say to the as far as the bank, it's too big to fail. It's too big of a name. It's what draws people into cryptocurrency in the first place. Then they discover all these other altcoins.
But well, they also it's also been commercialized, right? So now, when you say blockchain, it's also in reference to Bitcoin, and Bitcoin is in reference to blockchain. Although the two do not seem to be it's not mutually exclusive. So there's a lot of confusion going on by the non-tech people as to what the cryptocurrencies in Bitcoin in particular should be versus the tech people and how we value it, because nobody seems to be going after Ripple.
Yeah, I think they're still trying to figure out how they're gonna break it down. Bitcoin is gonna be there and Ethereum. I don't know how Ripple's gonna play into it unless they're gonna do it like as a S&P 500 or something like that. I don't know.
Well, we'll see in a couple months because they starting to since Bitcoin won that bull run. You starting to hear a lot more talk about trying to regulate this thing.
But
I know.
I'll say this real quick.
Go ahead, Mike.
I'll say this real quick. The more that the Fed and the SEC and the FTC try to get involved, what that's going to do is going to force all the tech people to jump off of Bitcoin and jump off the top four contenders, which is Ethereum and Ripple and Litecoin, and then they're going to go form something else, and then the value is going to drop on those other top four coins, and they're going to boost up something else like EOS or something like that.
EOS is good. Yeah, EOS has been in the news because their mainnet launched on the 1st, and when their ICO went on, they only accepted Ethereum because it's an ERC20 token. So they're holding all this Ethereum, and people in the know are speculating that when their mainnet, mainly their own blockchain, should have started on the 1st. It's some they pushed it back. I think that they're going to dump all of this Ethereum into the market because they are a direct competitor to Ethereum, which is going to lower Ethereum's price because it's going to be a big dump. Just like Mount Gox keeps dumping Bitcoin into the market every couple of weeks or months. So it's speculating that they're going to dump all this Ethereum into the market to plummet Ethereum's price and raise their price up since they are a direct competitor to Ethereum. But that's the speculation. Now, what were you going to say, Maddie?
I don't know. I mean, it's highly, highly speculative at this point.
Yes, it is. This crypto, man.
Yeah. I think if they do dump the Ethereum, people will buy it back up because it'll be a bargain price, maybe.
Yeah. I think this highest is all-time high was about $1,200.
Yeah, and I sold it like at 1,000 or something like that because I got scared.
You got scared? Why you get scared?
Because I thought it was gonna drop. Because it's like a stock that when it gets overbought, the RSI that's an indicator to sell.
Oh, it reversed back to its mean.
Yeah, Dollar Will's the technical analysis guy, but
Yeah.
I use that one of my indicators of when to sell. So that's why I went ahead and sold the Ethereum because it was in the overbought territory.
Okay. Okay. And our next article is from SputnikNews.com. Cryptocurrency installed into banking system. It will rule the sphere, says expert. Iranian MP chairman, excuse me, Iranian MP chairing the Commission for Economic Affairs, Mohammad Reza Brahimi, has suggested that Iran and Russia could use cryptocurrency to overcome sanctions and use it as a replacement for the SWIFT interbank payment system to execute international bank transfers. Sputnik discussed the issue with Georgy Ermakov, head of R&D Crypterium. This is more of a back and forth dialogue. They just it's like the transcript of the back and forth they had. So Sputnik says, asked, a recent article spoke for the potential of Iran and Russia to use cryptocurrency to counter sanctions. What do you make of the news? Georgy Ermakov, that's pretty strange to me, but I still think that it's promising. Sputnik, do you think it's possible? Why do you think it's strange? I'm wondering about the current cryptocurrency ecosystem. How can it be used to avoid or to counter sanctions? What are your thoughts on the possibilities that exist today? Georgie, I think the main important thing for every currency, it doesn't matter whether it's a currency or just a third currency, is acceptance. If lots of people are ready to accept it, it will be useful. For example, think you can practically anywhere in the world pay with dollars, but as for cryptocurrency, it's not the case right now. As for sanctions, I think if governments can fully implement it in a daily life for their citizens, that could be possible. But as for now, it's just another way of exchange. It's not like real currency. Sputnik asks, one of the things that is often threatened as a sanction is cutting countries off from the SWIFT system. And it's very interesting to note, according to Toshi Times, Jose de Kock, that principal shareholders of Argentinian bank Banco Masventas said that his bank is going to be dropping out of the global financial SWIFT and they're going to use Bitcoin blockchain network to settle international payments. What are your thoughts? Basically, in this article, they're going back and forth, and I read it earlier. They're going back and forth, and they're asking. I know I'm butchering his name, George Ermakov. What do you think about the acceptance of Bitcoin as a currency in the future? And he's saying what he said in the beginning. It's all about acceptance.
Oh shit, Dollar Will.
Here comes the man, the myth, the legend.
Will.
Hey, getting it together. Getting it together.
Getting it together. All right. But in this article, he's saying that if if countries can incorporate cryptocurrency into its citizens' daily lives, like you just said, that it's accepted, then over time it can be somewhat of a currency, a medium of exchange. Um, so I'm gonna start with Mike since he sent me this article. What do you think about this?
So I've been following, the back and forth between, the Russian Minister of Finance as well as the Iranian Minister of Finance, and a few other countries because of the SCO. It was held this week, and there's a lot of talk about getting off of the SWIFT system and getting onto a new system that Russia is implementing right now called the SPF, from my understanding, and it's a digital system that's going to have integration of cryptocurrencies for mediums of exchange between nation states, as well as utilizing the same cryptocurrency on the ground as well. In Cuba, they have something similar called I forget the name. I think it's called the Petro or something like that, PEDRO. But they basically have a two-tier system. So they have a currency system that a currency that they use for exports of nation of for the nation state, a second currency that they use on the ground for micro for their micro economy. I think you're going to start to see countries like Russia, Iran, and the rest of the BRICS, as well as the SCO countries, start to utilize cryptocurrencies probably in the next year or so. My understanding is that the SPF system that the Russians are working on won't be finished until mid 2019.
Now, did you mean the Cuban convertible peso?
Yeah, the peso.
Okay. Now you're saying this because right now the dollar is the medium exchange, for buying goods, whatnot. It's the U.S. dollar. What you're saying is we could see in the future. Well, there's a possibility we could see in the future that you still have countries' local currency, but a cryptocurrency can replace the dollar in terms of international exchange.
Oh, they don't even have a dollar, the U.S. dollar in Cuba, right? So they use they use two different domestic currencies in order to do business, as well as keep their microeconomies going. But most countries that have sanctions on them that don't play well with the United States have their money tied into Wall Street and into London, where they can't get it out. And if they can't get it out, then what's going to happen is they don't have any choice but to go to a cryptocurrency. Now, that cryptocurrency has to be backed by something. Venezuela has the petro, where they're backing it with oil. And then what happens with other countries that have a whole lot of gold, they'll back the cryptocurrency with gold.
Okay. Now, Maddie, what do you think about the article I just read part of?
I think they want to buy the cryptocurrencies at a low price, so they're gonna wait for it to crash and then buy it up so they can have leverage. So, like Mike was saying, that'll take a year for them to build the infrastructure. So by then they'll probably have their positions and they'll load up and be able to dump, whenever they buy it. Whenever the market crashes down and they can buy it at a cheap price, that is used as leverage. That's what I'm thinking.
Actually, what you just said is what a lot of well-known YouTube, I'm gonna call them YouTube analysts that talk about Bitcoin has been saying that it's been moving sideways for months, which is really not in with cryptocurrency is really volatile, but it's been moving sideways for a few months. So what a lot of people have been saying that there's manipulation in the market. So a lot of institutions or just high net worth individuals have been buying Bitcoin or Ethereum, these top coins, and loading up their not coffins, but their pockets with these top coins. So when they do allow the market to go on its bull run, then they'll be sitting nice.
Yeah, but it's more than just it's so complex out here now. You got the dollars and it's kind of in flux right now. It looks like it made an outside move today, which suggests a reversal, but we can't confirm it yet. And so when you said that Bitcoin's been moving sideways, so is gold. Been moving sideways for like 2.5 years. So it can't. Something's got to break. And Exxon is sitting on a critical support. And if you're of the camp, which I am, that the dollar strength is real and it's going much higher, I don't see how it's possible for oil to stay up, gold to stay up, or Bitcoin to stay up. So I was glad to hear Maddie say, kind of suggest that. He said people are waiting on Bitcoin to fall. I've been in that camp for a long time, as you guys know, that it's going to fall. But at that time, everybody needs to get in the pool. But I don't think the time is now.
No. I don't think it's gonna fall until maybe leading into 2019, maybe that's when it'll start dipping like it did last year.
Oh, well, I'm more pessimistic than you. I think it's going to happen between now and it's going to all be over, I believe, by Labor Day.
Labor Day.
Yeah,
That's
this is why
possible.
when it breaks through this pent up this sideways move. When you have long sideways moves, when they break out, it's usually violent. It doesn't. When you go from like the market prices can either go up, down, or sideways. When they go sideways for a long time, that directional move, whether it's up or down, it's usually a spike. If it's up, or falling like a knife when it's down. So I think it's going to happen real fast. And summertime in the markets, a lot of Wall Street take their vacation, so trading volume historically goes down every summer. So if the dollar makes this strong move, and there's less volume in the market to prop up the major indexes and gold, technically it's saying gold has to fall if the dollar rises, and if there's less volume to catch it, the setup is there. The floor is getting ready to fall out on this.
Hey, but that's good news for OTC stocks.
Yeah, I think it's good news for everyone if this happens quicker, if it falls fast, and that way before everybody can panic, it'll be over.
Yeah.
I'm hoping for that.
Now, Dollar Will, I remember you saying, I remember you saying a couple weeks ago that when you said Bitcoin might fall to like 3,000 in the 3,000 range.
Yeah.
Below 4.
Yeah. Yeah. The range I gave was something like 2,300 to like 3,000, somewhere in there. But we'll see as we get closer. But yeah, I'm that bearish.
Yeah, and then people can do option trading with Bitcoin, so they probably got it set up, waiting for those stop losses.
Is this outside the United States or within the United States?
I'm sorry, what was the question?
He said you could do option trading with Bitcoin. So is this within the United States or outside the United States?
I think you could do it inside the United States, if I'm correct, because it's on the Chicago Exchange or something like that.
Yeah.
So Chicago Mercantile.
Yeah.
I haven't looked into that. That would be interesting. That's going to be a play now. Now that's like options on crack. Because I mean, you could, if you hit it right, you can make 1,000%.
Mm-hmm.
That's not far fetched. You can do that in a like a day or two.
Yeah.
But everything has to line up perfectly.
Yeah.
In fact, if you really catch it right, I'm really being conservative. You really could make 10,000%. If you catch something, get a right price at a nickel, and it moves from a nickel to $5, and if the option price gets quote in the money, what we call in the money, the price, the value of that contract goes, it's like astronomical.
Yeah.
So somebody's going to hit it right. Somebody's going to put $100 on an options contract and turn that into $10,000.
That's nice. Now we got two more articles concerning cryptocurrency. One, this is about institutional adoption investment it could be starting to roll into the market. Universities. This is from CCN.com, and universities have started to invest in Bitcoin. Startup institutional adoption, says the headline. According to John Lohr, the founder of Capital Fund Law Group, academic institutions and universities have started to get involved in the cryptocurrency market, acknowledging the long-term potential of cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum. We're seeing some academic institutions getting involved on a limited basis for strategic reasons. I can't say the names of the academic institutions because that's attorney-client, but we have people mostly on the East Coast that have begun doing investments in this space on a fairly modest basis, Lord told Oscar Williams Group, a Business Insider, in an interview. Real institutional adoption. By definition, an institutional investor is an entity that garners funds from different sources to purchase properties, securities, and assets. Institutional investors include entities like banks, insurance companies, hedge funds, endowments, and mutual funds. Small hedge funds and medium sized investment firms cannot be considered an institutional investor, contrary to the views of many investors in the cryptocurrency market. But entities like universities and endowments are proper institutional investors that can allocate many billions of dollars into the cryptocurrency market and increase the liquidity of cryptocurrencies. However, for academic institutions and endowments to commit large sums of capital into the cryptocurrency market, proper custodian solutions are necessary, as cryptocurrency hedge funds, Block, Block Tower Fund, earlier Paul previously stated. I'm going to skip that part. Laura echoed a similar sentiment to Paul and noted that the majority of investment that has come into the cryptocurrency market has come from high net worth individuals and family offices, not institutional investors. But Laura emphasized that there are several institutional investors that are actively involved in the cryptocurrency market, and once potential regulatory conflicts are avoided, institutions will begin to invest in these markets. Now, I'm gonna okay. Our this that was really the meat and potatoes of the article. I'm gonna ask you, Dollar, where I agree and understand because with the guests we've been having on, we all really point to the same notion that how Mike pointed out a couple of weeks ago that cryptocurrency has been moving the same as gold. But when you were saying that once the dollar takes its turn, and with when when a dollar declines, gold goes up, and with gold now we're seeing that cryptocurrency may go up, and with this start influx of institutional investments could go into the cryptocurrency market. What what with that said, what do you think of this article?
I think it's great fundamental information. It doesn't nothing I'm saying from a technical point of view conflicts with this. When they talk about the fundamental information, keep in mind they're talking about what's going to happen. They're not necessarily telling you when it's going to happen.
Okay.
And so the technical side is true and the fundamental side is true in this respect. It's just that the technical perspective helps you time when to act on what this article is saying.
Okay, so the correct me if I'm wrong, and if I say this, the fundamental is basically telling the technical people what's going on in the market, and
well, they're telling the general public because honestly, frankly, the technical people don't care about the fundamental information because not to be, the reason why is that on the stock charts there's a volume graph, and that volume tells you that more money just powered into the market. So you don't need an article or anybody to tell you that. You'll see it right in your graph. And so when that happens, the technical is like our perspective is show me the money. Don't we'll see it when it happens.
All right.
It's like it's vaporware until the money comes in and we see the spike. We go, okay, here it is. The big money and a certain spike on a volume graph. Only the big institutions can cause that. No one, very few at least individuals have that much money to make to create a huge bar spike on the volume chart.
Yeah, and then you can see it when you go on the Binance. It shows you the volume and the trades. You can track it. Usually the Chinese doing that or the Koreans.
Right.
And the Japanese.
See, it's a country. It would take a country or a very large mutual fund like Vanguard or money management company like what BlackRock. I mean, we talk about the whales, the richest, the people who really run the markets. Okay, because things move really when they put their money in it.
So a few $100s.
Yeah, and then the dude from Vanguard said he's done with the S&P 500.
Wow. See, wow, man, I did not know that. So that's Bogle. Yeah, that's my man right there. He's the one that got me into index investing. You know, I was influenced by him. But if he said that, now he's a whale now. When a big fund like Vanguard, which is, I believe they're the largest mutual fund company in America, and so most of your federal government employees and your retirement accounts, I believe Vanguard is handling most of that money. And so when the big whale says we're not going to invest in the S&P 500 much longer or anymore, and I reflect back a couple of weeks ago, I think I put up a chart and showed a declining volume in the S&P 500 already. So the price can go up even with the volume diminishing. What I like to use the analogy of two idiots in an auction. You know how you have an auction, you got a whole lot of people participating, and then at the end, you got two guys in the ego contest, and they both are overbidding the price of the thing, but nobody wants to lose, you know? And so that's kind of what happens in the market. The volume will drop out, but you'll just have people still buying off of greed when most of the people have gone to the sideline. And somebody's just like, what is it? Duck, duck, goose, whatever. What's that game? Charade. Somebody's going to be left without a chair. And what's that other saying about the greater fool theory?
Yeah, I'm looking at it on my other phone. It says Vanguard employees won't have an S&P 500 index fund in their 401k. It's on Market Watch.
Oh, so that's the employees. That's not them managing people's money, but that's still telling. That's still telling if the employees of the company don't want to invest in the S&P 500.
Yeah, then it's saying Jack Bogle defends Vanguard's 401k changes.
Wow.
Now, Mike, since you sent me this article, I want your insight on what made this article stick out to you.
I think they kind of highlighted in the article that the endowment is really what's going to be the big driver behind it. When you think, I can't think of the other institutions, but I know that MIT and Harvard together both have over $250 billion in endowment.
Yes, actually, let me look that up. MIT, because it says, I know it said on their wiki what their endowment is.
Well, if you combine all the Ivy Leagues, right? And all your D1 schools with these large endowments, yeah, they got a lot of weight to play with. They can become a whale too.
Oh, I think they are. I think you're right. I think they are.
MIT endowment, according to Wikipedia, is $14.8 billion.
Wow.
God.
Combine that with Harvard. You combine that with Dartmouth and the rest of the Ivy League schools. Yeah, they can become
they might be bigger than Apple. They might be bigger than Apple if you combine it all.
God, 14.8 billion. Okay, Harvard's endowment is 36 billion.
Well, all your presidents went to Harvard. Well, most of them. The last president that went to Harvard was Obama.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you better know they have technical traders too, and you know we're not even on the map compared to what they know. Okay.
Okay. 36 billion.
I mean, they could swallow up the HBCUs. I mean, this is where the HBCUs one of the failures are.
Right.
Is not having such a large endowment because did things differently.
I want to look up this because this is I was about to say ridiculous.
And they tend to move together, you know. There's a small circle of people with that kind of money now. So you see a huge volume spike, you know, it's them.
Okay, so MIT's, like I said, is 14.8 billion. Harvard is 36 billion. Brown University endowment is 3.5 billion. That sound like nipples. Columbia University's endowment is 10 billion, and this is all from Wikipedia. Cornell University endowment is 6.8 billion. Dartmouth College endowment is 4.96 billion. University of Pennsylvania endowment is 12.2 billion, and I think that's up. And Princeton University endowment is 23.8 billion, and
You got
Yale,
Sanford.
man, Yale is 27.2 billion. Let me go back. Did I miss a school? From you say there are 8 members. So you saying Sanford is one also?
Is Penn one of them?
University of Pennsylvania.
Okay.
It's a Brown, Columbia, Cornell, Dartmouth, Harvard, University of Pennsylvania, Princeton, and Yale.
I just meant Ivy League plus
Okay.
your other major institutions like Sanford.
Right.
But those are together.
Yeah, all that
100 billion.
all that old slavery money. That's it.
That's over 100 billion.
That's what I was saying.
Damn.
Yeah, that would be bigger than Apple.
Oh yeah, that is bigger than
And Apple has what, the largest market cap in America? They're bigger than Exxon.
Yep, and they got a nice PE ratio.
Yeah, see, yeah, that's the ones you target. All those high PE ratio companies, they're gonna get shot.
I think it said Apple's market cap is like 944.76 billion.
So yeah, if that number you just that math you just calculated went to 100, then that's bigger than Apple. They're bigger than Apple and Exxon. That's a whale. Together they would be a whale for sure.
God. Whew, we talking big money now. I like this. All right. This last crypto related article. It comes from investing.com and from June 7th, yesterday.
I just want to make one other real quick point. When we talk about whales, when you see a price falling just to make it very clear, that's why you see prices will fall like a knife. Because when the whales leave, when they leave the room, there isn't enough money out there to stop the price from falling.
So if a whale leave the room, that's a cue for you to leave?
Absolutely.
Okay.
That's part of the tech. That's part of the tech. Go ahead.
You leave before they start dumping.
Right.
Oh yeah. Because when they start dumping, the price gonna go really down.
Right.
Understood.
It's called a death spiral.
There you go. And I call it pennies on the floor. When you get near the top like that, don't be greedy. Just get out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. This is from investing.com. Coinbase makes another move to grab more of the cryptocurrency market. It's a little short article. Investing.com, the top U.S. cryptocurrency exchange, Coinbase, is opening a trading operation in Japan, the world's largest market for Bitcoin. Okay, learn something new. Japan is the world's largest market for Bitcoin. Coinbase, the largest exchange in the U.S., currently operates in 32 countries, but says it wants a greater presence in Asia. The company says the new exchange is part of a broader effort to accelerate the global adoption of cryptocurrencies. It's also Coinbase's latest move to expand its presence in the marketplace. 2 weeks ago, Coinbase acquired Paradex, a peer-to-peer platform that offers trading in hundreds of digital coins. Earlier in May, Coinbase unveiled a group of new products aimed at attracting institutional investors. All right, Mike, what about this article stood out to you? Mike, you there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Coinbase is making moves, right? So that means that they have some stability in the market in terms of where the crypto is going to be, where cryptos are going to be moving. At least from their perspective. So that sounds to me like they're in it for the long haul.
Mm-hmm. Now,
I think I think they want to be like Charles Schwab or E-Trade. They want to be a big brokerage for
Yeah.
for altcoins.
And Binance right now is the biggest crypto market, and they're man, they have so many of the good altcoins that you really want to invest in, opposed to Coinbase. You really got four, and of those four, you really can, the average person can only buy one entire, coin instead of divided coin, which is Litecoin. So as more money
Yeah.
is getting to the crypto market, obviously they're gonna want to expand their base and bring in more cryptocurrencies. And when
I gotta give me some pot coin. That's gonna pop.
really,
Tell me something. Is Coinbase a publicly traded company?
no,
No, they're not. They're
Not
private.
yet.
That's gonna
Not
be
yet.
the move. That's gonna be the move.
And when they IPO, they might be $50 a share at least.
and
Yeah, look at that.
bargain.
Look at the acquisitions. The acquisitions that they've been making. I think they've acquired another institution, but another company that does transfer mechanisms for cryptocurrencies.
Wow.
If and everybody been expecting Coinbase to add Ripple, because Ripple has been partnering with so many banks, international banks, over the past few months since last year.
Santander.
Yeah, yes, that's the Italian banking, right?
But who knows what the Italians are going to do, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, they talking about
But-
some crazy stuff right now.
But still, if let's say they do IPO, not ICO, but IPO, and they are $50 a pop, that's still a bargain in terms of the bigger picture, because they can blow up as far as Amazon and Google.
Well, don't
Yeah.
forget that when Facebook launched, they were $46 a share, I think.
Yeah, I think Facebook's like $200. Let me look that up.
No, he's right. When they
Right,
first came
right.
out, the IPO, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then they
about-
dropped to like 30. They dropped to 30 something, and then I think it went down to 24. Then they stabilized and kind of gradually went up after that.
Right. Yeah, that's what I try to tell people. It's not necessarily that because something's an IPO that it's a good price. You still got to look at the charts. Look at the charts for that sector. Because
I do. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I was just saying I knew Facebook the price was going to go down because all the people that had the inside shares were going to sell into the market. So that's why the price went down, and then they were trying to figure out how they were going to get their revenue.
Yeah. If you look at like the industry that they have them in, that whole industry was going down at the time, and that IPO came out. Sometimes a company will just go down just because that particular industry is in a down. They may be overbought. Maybe the prices, the share price may have run up too high in that whole industry, and so that whole industry will be in a correction. I think Facebook got caught in that.
Facebook stock right now is $189.10, and I remember when Snapchat went IPO in last year January, but they opened up at almost $30, $27.09. Right now they about $13. But Snapchat and Twitter are both. Twitter stock went up.
Yeah, but when this correction comes, we start to talking about the downturn in the S&P and all that. All of these companies they're gonna take it too. They're gonna get hit too. Facebook, Apple, Google, they all gonna get hammered.
Oh, I wonder if Coinbase will be launched as a tech company or as a finance, because it does both.
Right.
That's a good question.
Right.
And
I'm back.
Microsoft
I got kicked off.
Microsoft actually just bought GitHub for $7.5 billion when they were only valued at $200 million.
Yeah, it's just unfortunately though in this downturn, the financial sector it's likely to fall right along with everything else. Not a whole lot looks like it's gonna. What's strange to me is the telecom sector. It's not overbought. It's like there are bargains out there. All right, so that's weird to me. It's like it needs to spike. The telecom sector needs to spike.
Well, 5G hasn't really launched yet, so you won't see a spike until 5G rolls out.
Well, just on the value of it, just the fact that it's a whole lot of stuff that with like real high PE ratios and prices, to the moon, I wouldn't be surprised to see some money go to the telecom sector just on the strength that these stocks a lot of them haven't really broken out. So even without a fundamental story, I mean, just people start leaving those other things. They start looking for value. And right now, it's like I think we talked about it last week. We talked about the consumer staple sector and the utility sector, and I'm putting a question mark over telecom, but they that might develop into something too. So all that to say, there are places to rotate the money, from these big sexy tech companies like Facebook and Google. People will go to boring stuff like utilities and Campbell Soup and Procter and Gamble and Walmart.
Yeah.
All right, now let's we're gonna shift into Maddie's and Dollar Wheelhouse. This article's come from investing.com. Gold prices inch higher amid weaker dollar. And excuse me.
Can I show something real quick to kind of help us with it? Read those two. Just keep in mind, everybody. This is what he's reading is from yesterday. But you read the gold one and read the one of the was it oil and gold you had and the dollar?
Yeah, oil prices surge over Venezuela oil crisis.
Yeah, give us an overview of both of those. Then I could do a quick update about what the dollar did today, and we can have it all together.
Gold prices were modestly higher as U.S. bond yields fell, and the dollar was on track to snap a 3-week winning streak. But traders remain cautious with the yellow metal ahead of a widely expected U.S. rate hike next week. Gold futures for June delivering on the COMEX Divis. I trouble with this a lot. Division of the New York Mercantile Exchange rose to $1.40 or 0.11% to $1,302.90 a troy ounce. The ongoing slump in dollar index placed the greenback on a track to post a weekly loss for the first time in 4 weeks, supporting gold prices despite investor expectations. The Federal Reserve will hike rates at its meeting next week and reveal a more aggressive path for future monetary policy tightening. Renewed expectations for a faster pace of rate hikes come on the back of a string of bullish U.S. economy data, strengthening investor expectations. The U.S. economy was on a solid footing. According to investing.com's Fed rate monitor tool, 36.4% of traders expect the Federal Reserve to hike rates for a fourth time at its December meeting, up from 29.6% last week. In a rising interest rate environment, investor appetite for gold weakens. Wait,
See, you read it. You read it, right? I'm waiting on you because I'm ready to jump in. Go on and read that again.
I'll read that again. It just clicked.
That's not a typo. Read it again.
It just clicked all of a sudden. Okay, in a rising interest rate environment, investor appetite for gold weakens as the opportunity cost of holding the precious metal increases. relative to other investment bearing assets, bonds. Other in other precious metal trade, silver futures rose 0.34% to $16.75 a troy ounce, while platinum futures fell 0.84% or $900 an ounce. Copper rose 0.21% or $33.27. Now I want to read that one paragraph again to give you a softball into your intro, Dollar Will. It says in a rising interest rate environment, so the interest rate of the dollar is going up. Investor appetite for gold weakens, which is what you've been saying. It has an adverse effect as the opportunity cost of holding the precious metal increases relative to other interest-bearing assets such as bonds. Go ahead.
Okay. That opportunity cost. I need to look into that, see what they're talking about. But this is my speculation. Okay, what I'm gonna say about that opportunity cost. When the price of the dollar starts rising, companies, miners, and oil drillers, they stop or slow down. They reduce the rate of extraction of oil and mining of gold. Now you got to store this stuff. Okay, so here it is getting ready to drop in value, and you're holding this thing, which is that's your opportunity to make money in the future. And you got to pay storage on something that's going to be declining in value. Not very good. Not a good business proposition. Now let's go to the dollar. Go ahead.
Now, okay, I understand when you say you got to pay to store oil. I agree. That I agree with. But what about gold?
You can leave it in the ground. You don't want to pay the crew to take it out the ground.
Okay, so gold mining will slow down.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, if they can't make money off of oil or gold, they leave it in the ground. They don't pay a crew to go out there and pull it out if they can't get rid of it. If the demand is decreasing for it, they don't want to go in the hole for paying the crew.
Gotcha.
Okay, so now let's look at the dollar. Okay, so you got a lot of other currencies in the world from the yen, the British pound, the Swiss franc, the euro. All of them have downward pressure on them. Why? Because the dollar is rising. Oh, and this little pullback in the dollar, I'm getting ready to pull up a chart in a second, is a short-term thing. That's now the reason. Think about it. You can only raise interest rates on something when you know there's going to be a demand for it. You can't. Why would anybody pay more for something that they don't want?
True.
The interest is premium. Why would you pay a premium on something that you don't want? Well, they know that the demand is there in the world for the dollar. That's why they can raise the interest rate. Because they know that the demand for the dollar is so great that people are going to buy the dollar and pay the interest rate. So, hey, why not make some money off of it? So that's why, so that's showing you right there. They know. But let me pull up my dollar chart. Let's see.
I like this. I'm learning more and more.
Let's see.
Because when I read that, I'm like, wait, what? It just clicked on me.
Okay. Can y'all see my chart?
Yes.
Okay, this is from February 16th of this year. This is how long the dollar been rising, okay? In the early part of May, my eyes are going bad. May 8th, the dollar started falling. Now, I have a Fibonacci retrace here. Prices usually decline around this 30%, this 50%, or this 61. It doesn't have to. These are just rough outlines. This is a kind of a shallow pullback. Normally, we do get to this 38%, but let me show you what happened today. This is a daily chart we're looking at. I'm going to move this off because it's stopping us from seeing. See the top of this little peak right here on the red candlestick?
Mhm.
This green went clean above it. We peaked above it. That outside move there suggests that the dollar is going higher. We can't call it for sure just yet. It's a little too early. So let me see. So we had a nice little trend line here, and it broke through it. So we'll see early next week if we get a definitive like move where a candlestick completely above this trend line down here. Then you're going to see everyone's going to treat this as though the up move is back. And for the fact that the dollar did not come, I remember I had that 38% line down here. The fact that this retrace was so shallow, that's telling you that the strength is real. The strength is real.
That trend line you put in, you put it in at the top of the.
It was not that exact. What I did, I just wanted to get draw a trend line right here to where it would touch like 3 or 4 times to show that the price consistently faded once it got near there.
Yeah, but
so,
what I'm asking is the point at which you put the trend line.
It's that this is unscientific. Okay, I'm just doing it. This part is completely. I guess you could say arbitrary. I mean, the fact that this thing has been honoring this trend line since, I guess that's the last week. And the only other time in this whole downturn of significance where you have a green candlestick, which was it exceeded the previous one, really was this one. Okay, so we'll see. That's why I sent you a flurry of emails saying I don't know if I really want to get into it because it's in a state of flux, but it's strongly suggesting right now that we are that it has reversed. But if it hasn't, it doesn't have far to go. And so just everybody just kind of watch this. So if you see something wicked happen, I'm going to pull up gold so we can see. This is our gold versus the US dollar. Okay, so you got a nice little triangle here. Okay, so the low was all the way back here in December of 2015. And so from December, July of 2016. So we're talking about what, like, that would be 8 months. So that 8 months, it took 8 months to get all the way up here. And we've pretty much been going sideways in this wedge pattern ever since then. So we're getting ready to approach July of 2018. Okay, so we're coming up on 2 years since we made a new high in gold. There's something that's seriously bullish. Doesn't take no 2 years to go higher.
Okay, question. You said the low, which was
I'm sorry,
December 16.
Let me give you the total view. Gold started declining. This is gold versus the US dollar. It started declining. What's that? How's it going? That's September of 2011. So from September of 2011 to December of 2015, that's how long it took to get that bottom in.
Now,
remember, the US dollar started rising also in 2011. So this story is not over. This dollar rise, gold decline. We are 7 years into that move, and oil and the euro, oil and the euro started their decline, I believe, in 2008. Okay, so this is a very long story that I maintain is not over. Okay, so when this story is over, it's going to be a Bitcoin frenzy and a gold frenzy.
Okay, so my question is, per technical analysis, that low on 2016, you said December 2016, from a technical analysis standpoint, if one sees that low right there and they start to see it trend up, will a technical analysis put money into the market to ride that bull wave up and continue to do daily technical analysis to see when it should get out?
So you're asking if the price comes back down to here, will we go long? Is that what you're saying?
Well, rewind back to December 16 and when it went down to that low. Back in December 16, you say?
December 2015? This is December 2015 here.
Okay, yeah, 15.
Okay.
And they seen it went that low, and they're doing daily technical analysis, and they see it's on a trend going up. Would a technical analysis person then put in money to see that the market is on a bull run up?
You mean if once the price got here, would they? Yes, yes, because the idea is that what happens is in technical analysis is a broad field. I'm an Elliott wave theory practitioner, and in that school of that part of philosophy of technical analysis, prices move down in an ABC pattern. So the way I view this with my Elliott wave theory bias is that this was the A leg, this was the B leg, and we have to make a C leg which goes lower than this. A, B, C. Now let me I'm trying to get you to let me see what I can see on a monthly. See if I can show on this stochastic. Now, the fact that, okay, you see here on 2015, this is the 2015 low on a monthly chart. This stochastic is showing that we were oversold. We were way down here below 20. On below 20 is oversold, and that means that at some point soon the price is going to rise. Okay, and when it's above that, this raspberry color area up near 80, that's overbought. That means you're in dangerous territory for a pullback. Now, it doesn't mean as soon as you get down there it's going to drop. I mean, but you need to start looking for it to reverse once the price gets down here. So you see at 2015. December 2015, we were oversold. We moved up to the overbought area right here, overbought. We dropped down, never got oversold again. And now we're still in then we were up in the overbought territory, and now it's heading down. This is people selling. Now, I maintain that it's not going to be over until we go to oversold again. So we have to beat the optimism out of people. We have to have blood in the streets. We have to get oversold again. We have to reach this level, well, not this price level, but this sales activity, this level of pessimism in order for it to be over. That's my opinion, and this stochastic chart is supporting my view, because the fast line. Let me zoom in. The pressure is going down. If it was bullish, this would be this darker blue line is the fast line. That line would be pointing up. It would be above the red line and going up. So this stochastic is even negative. That's why I like to look at longer range things like the monthly. So once we have a breakout here, then people will believe this. People, the bulls are ignoring this stochastic. When we break through here, then they're gonna believe it. along with a dollar rise. They're gonna believe it. So just as you said, Bitcoin is in this little pregnant movement going sideways. We don't, it's got to do something. It's frustrating. Where gold is doing the same thing, and everybody's watching what this dollar is doing. Because if I'm right that the dollar is going to take out, let's see, I'll show you this one final thing, then I'm done. Okay, this is the dollar in 2011. Like I said, that was the low. And the high for the dollar, I think this was it. Yeah, December of 2016. That was the actual high. And so we had a downturn at A, B, C. And this is that February move. We ran up. And the definition of an uptrend is a higher high. This peak right here in the dollar is higher than this peak, than this peak, whatever, which one of these is the highest. So this dollar actually did make a new high. So that's why, so the chart is even suggesting that the bias is to the upside. So, and technically we're not overbought because we haven't reached 80 on the stochastic. So the dollar has a ways to go. And we're looking at a monthly chart. So everyone is watching to see if the dollar rises and goes above this high, this set of highs here. And I maintain that it will. And when that, maybe that's when gold will crash. Maybe it'll take that to make gold crash. But when the dollar price at this level correspond to when gold was at that 2015 low price.
God, that's a long candlestick, Wick.
Yeah. This one freaked everybody out. Yeah, I lost some money on that one. See, this is a good story about stop losses right here. And no, people don't take my advice on this, okay? I'm living a little dangerous. I don't use stop loss, okay? Because the market, they rig it. They do stuff like this. Some weird aberrant candlestick will come and get you out of your trade. You be, holding your position. You bought somewhere nice right in here. You bought at this bottom, right? And so you caught this run up and you following the rule of a higher high. And then this wicked candlestick comes and takes you out of your money because you put a stop loss in. So I don't mess with them. What I do is I set up alerts. So I get a message on my phone, and then I make a decision. I don't want the broker just automatically doing anything. And when you have those stop losses in, the brokerage firms, they all know how many people have put stop losses at what prices. And I believe that they manipulate the market to go get those stop losses and take people out of trades. But yeah.
Any comments, Matty?
Yeah. You hear me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. My phone had went in and out. I was like, with the dollar going up, I got penny stock, so that'll help me out.
Oh yeah, you in a real good one, man. Tell me about that beverage. That's the one that stands out to me. You have a beverage stock, an energy drink.
I got a QL Gold. I got like
you broke up for a hot second.
Yeah, what's the name of that energy drink that you have, that penny stock or low price energy drink?
Hear me? Yo, y'all hear me?
You try it now.
Okay. EQLB is one.
I think that's the one.
Yeah, that one it's supposed to be like a pre-hangover drink where you can drink it, during the time you're drinking, and then the next day you don't have a hangover.
Oh, cool. That's one. They don't have it on this site.
Oh man.
And then the other one is APRU. I had doubled that one. I sold it, but I might buy it back because the RSI had got overbought.
Oh crap! Oh, you caught this? You caught this move?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I got another one, LRDR. They're supposed to be doing a reverse merger.
And when is that symbol?
LRDR.
RDR. Oh, I guess this site don't have that one either.
And then the other one is AMMX. I use stock charts because these are penny stocks, so a lot of them they're not gonna have like the major technical analysis sites. They're not gonna have them.
Okay, and this is it. Is it AMMX? Is that it?
Yeah, AMMX.
Oh, AMMX. 2 M's.
Yeah, 2 M's.
Wow. Okay. So how do you
So that's overbought.
on this this is the monthly chart. Yeah, it is. Okay, so you saying you got out of this one?
I still got it, but I had bought it like at like 0885.
Oh, so you way down here with this red candlestick.
Yeah.
Oh, it ain't coming all the way back down there, so you're gonna ride it out.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, that's good, man. Wow.
Yeah, RSI is only 72 on that one, so I figured it go sideways and then something happened and it go up again.
So you had all this activity for over a year where the price was like under 9 cents. And
yeah,
so
but I didn't buy it for a year. I just bought it like what's
you bought
this?
it right in here.
Yeah, I bought, what is this? June? I think I bought it in April or March, somewhere around in there. I bought it.
You know, the point I was making is that at the point you bought it, it was a lot of money piled in, like under 9 cents, and that's why this breakout happened because all these people were holding, and so when it broke, there was nobody was going to sell at that point. They had been frustrated all this time waiting for this thing to do something, and so they wasn't going to sell. They wasn't going to sell for no small gain either.
Nah, they still waiting for that. If it goes up to 4 cents or 3 cents, we'll probably have people starting to sell off.
Okay, so do you? So I heard you mention RSI. Were you always a technical trader?
Nope. I just bought something. I would wait for it to go up, and then I would wait to try to know when to sell it. But I kind of got into that just from watching trades and the verbiage they were using. So I looked it up, and then I was like, "Oh, okay."
That's the best way to do it. So you hear traders talking about support and resistance levels and engulfing patterns, and so you write down these buzzwords you hear them say, and you Google them, right?
Yeah.
That's the best way. That's how I learned. And over time, it starts to make sense.
What's RSI?
That's residual index. Is that what it's called?
I'm sorry, relative strength index.
Right. Yeah. Relative. Yeah.
Let's see. The RSI is similar. I'm gonna bring it up, but I don't want to say it's the same as the stochastic. Stochastic has 2 lines. The RSI has 1. It's really no. How we say 6 in one hand, half a dozen in the other.
Yeah.
I just like I like the stochastic. I like seeing those 2 lines. So
stochastic. Yeah.
But a lot of people don't like the stochastic. They just use this relative strength index, and they both telling you about the same thing. You got an overbought level and an sold level. It's the same thing. And so it's one is not really better than the other. It's just whatever your preference is.
Yeah. So, and then I buy a lot of stocks that have low floats. And if they
some people do this. I used to do this. You do this. I'm sorry. Oh no, maybe you put a trend line on the RSI. Okay. Yeah. Put a trend line on the RSI, and you can do that or do this to catch that. because you want the trend line to hit a couple of times. And so some people trade when the price, you figure 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so when you get there, theory goes, okay, then maybe this next one can be it. So some people will buy when this RSI gets close to that trend line, and they'll just, especially for a penny stock, they'll get in and maybe just sit on it. So we're looking here on a monthly. This is a monthly chart, and this is covering several years.
Yeah.
And you already got a low, right? You got a low right here. So that's good. So you got a high, a low, then you got a higher high. So that's the definition of a trend. So I would definitely be playing this. I wouldn't sell this until it exceeded this high.
That swing trading right there.
This is what at 049, 049. This high 049. A nickel, and what the heck is this? So this is just 2 cents. Okay. Yeah, so this is going to go up to a nickel. Right.
Yeah, I put like 10 grand in it, so.
Oh man, I could. Boy, how do you sleep at night? I couldn't do that. I couldn't do it. But see, that's what makes a market. When people go, is that right or wrong? No, I mean it's what you can sleep with. Okay, it's people using all kinds of styles, and they investing in all kinds of strategies. And people would like to ask me, does this strategy work? I say, yeah, all the strategies work if you follow the rules.
Yeah,
there's no strategy. Go ahead.
Because I usually get a starter, and then if I see a trend, then I put a little in it and see what happens.
Explain that.
I get a starter position.
Okay.
And I look at. Well, I mean, first I gotta look to see if it's gonna move further down the line. Looking at the trend. So I get a starter, and then I read like what kind of momentum they have, what kind of news they got coming out. And if they seem like they got something pending where a lot of people are buying in, or if it's being promoted, I'll put a big chunk in, and then I'll flip it after it moves up pretty strong.
So your technique is a little bit of technical and a little bit of fundamental.
Yeah. So
because at these penny stocks, what's the phrase, pump and dump? It's a whole lot of, as you said, promotion. Okay, that's a nice, interesting word for it. You got these stocks, you got people, they talk it up on these boards, on these bulletin boards, and they get people to buy it. And the guy who has the lion's share of it, when it gets to a certain price, he's gonna sell, and the price is gonna drop like a knife. So you really kind of playing against him. You want to sell before he does.
Yeah, I just ride the wave, because that APRU, I bought it at 225, and it went up to 5 something, almost 6. It's back up to 5s now, so I might buy back into it. But I sold it at like four almost 5 cents. I made some money off of that. APRU.
APRU.
Yeah, I made a double off of that one.
What is that company? What do they do?
They do drinks, like soft drinks off of apples.
So what made you, it seems like you have a concentration on drinks, on soft drinks. What made you concentrate on that sector, that industry?
It's just, I just buy whatever I think is going to move. It just happened to be that I just bought those two that happen to be related to soft drinks.
Well, all I know is that you would shoot me symbols to look up on we be in various chat, and I'd be looking up all this stuff. I'm like, this dude just keep picking these daggone winners. I said, I don't know if he's real lucky or real good, but you got me interested in looking at these beverages. One of the things I have to do some research on, and thanks to you, is I have to look up the price of sugar. Because when you see energy drinks moving like this, it tells me that sugar must be trending down, because soda is sugar and water. And so these
Yeah.
energy drinks use a lot of sugar. So if the raw material they need to make their product, which is sugar, is cheap or trending down, then that means they are in an environment. These companies that make sodas are in an environment where they should be able to have a rising profit quarter over quarter. And I know how the fundamental people love that, sequential gain, growth, increasing sequential growth rate, increasing quarter over quarter. And that's hard to do unless, in this case, say sugar is progressively cheaper. And so
Yeah, I didn't look at that part. I just looked to see if it was gonna move. Because on that EQLB, they got Kevin Harrington is supposed to be somewhere on the back burner. He's supposedly gonna help them with marketing, the guy from Shark Tank. And they got Timberland in on the company also.
Wow.
Okay.
But it kind of is. I'm just waiting for the next movement up because they're holding back on some news.
It looked like they came out with an ETF for sugar. It hadn't been out that long. That's not. I need something that's been around more. So where I'm going with this is, I'm not going to get all the research. I'm not to do this on my own, but I'm just share with you guys what I'm looking for. If I see that sugar, it's always there's a point where the fundamentals and the technicals come together. There's a story of the technicals that's fundamental. See, like my mind can kind of put it together. I'm like, what would make these energy drinks rise like that? So it's like from Maddie, he gave me the idea that it's that whole industry, and those software drinks are part of the consumer staple sector that we talked about last week. Okay, so he's right on it, and this sugar has been falling. This has been since October of 2016. And if we go out even further, this is since 2011. So sugar been falling like oil and gold. Okay. And another one to look at, and it looks like, let's see, we got a low right here. I'm looking at trying to see what this low is, 739. I'm trying to see if we went below it. Yes, we did. So that means that we're going even lower. We've got to go probably like a Fibonacci extension below this 739. So at this, I would say, holler at me around $4.50. So this thing got a good ways to go.
Man, you good at this, man.
No, I'm not. I'm just okay.
The
point is, you right on the money with those daggone energy drinks, man. You hitting the ball out the park, and you got more to go. I would not, man. So thank you for cueing me to this. And there's a company called, there's a candy company. I believe it's called See's, and Warren Buffett bought it a long time ago. And See's is one of those. Again, it's a candy company. So what is candy? Sugar. So now you're making me want to look up Hershey's, See's candy, Mars. Okay, all of those are part of the consumer staples sector that we discussed last week. So if this S&P 500 rolled over, like we were talking about earlier, this is where you want to go look at some of these beverages, and you want to look at See's candy and Hershey's and Mars. You want to look at the chart and see what's going on, and of course you want to look at water, because what is soda? Sugar water. Sugar and water.
I would have thought that sugar would have been, I guess, increased because of the cost of transportation from all the oil and the gas prices.
I hear you, man, but that's why I like this. See, that's the beauty of the technicals, because I would be making what I think is a rational argument, but when you look at the charts, it's like I can't argue with this. This is just what is. Now, why is it falling? I don't know. That's for somebody in the fundamental camp will have an explanation. But on the technical side, we go, okay, it's falling. So it just is. We don't know why. All right. So, and what do we say in technicals? We're looking for an ABC pattern. We got A, B, C, and this low here already exceeded this low, so we're going down more. And so this leg here, whenever it completes its move, so what you do is you put a trend line here, from here along here, and like I said, I'm not saying that 450 is the bottom. I say that's when I would really start to kind of pay attention as to when this thing might be over, when the trend might be over. But it's going to end at some point, and sugar is going to be so. As what's the old saying? The same things make you laugh, make you cry. So the decline in sugar is great for sugar water and candy, but the rise in sugar will be death to sugar water and candy. So when people that work at these big brokerage houses, they constantly.
Damn. I just thought about it when the hurricane season starts. Maybe that's when the price of sugar go up because sugar canes in Jamaica and all that.
Good point. Good point. So I want to just hip you to that as you make all this money from your sugar water. Start paying attention to some of these sugar stocks. Now, it doesn't mean that you're trading the stock. You just keeping a focus on the macroeconomics that affect the industry of your company, which is candy, sugar water. So it would help you to know what's going on with sugar, but you in a good spot, man. That energy drink is going to take out that top.
Yeah, I've been put a lot in my. I got a Roth IRA. I have 56. I gambled all of it.
Wow. But
yeah.
We're gonna keep talking here on this channel about cryptos and gold, and we're gonna pull you out of these penny stocks, man. We're gonna get you. In fact, this stuff over here this is more risky. I think what you're doing with the penny stocks, it might even be riskier than crypto.
But I can see.
Go ahead.
Matt, you there?
Yeah, my phone kind of went out a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, but so you doing good now, but man, just stay focused on them cryptos and gold because there's gonna come when cryptos hit the bottom, you're gonna have penny stock bargains, and gold it's gonna be penny stock bargains.
Well, yeah, my plan is to try to sell out by September. I'm not gonna hold. I'm trying not to hold through fall. I'm gonna sell most of my positions.
Now, Dollar Will, you said that I know you mentioned to me one time, gold can drop down to a couple cents.
No, I know. When I say that, a good question. I want to be clear. I want to be clear, everybody. There's like gold companies out there at all different prices.
Yeah.
So you got some gold companies that are very cheap. Some of them are a couple of dollars, and in extreme situations like what we're heading to, you're gonna have a whole lot of gold miners and stuff that's gonna be under $1.
Yeah, they are.
And you're gonna have oil companies. Oil companies gonna be under $1.
Yeah, I made some good money on oil in 10.
See. Yeah, so you got some of that rise before it started to fall.
Yeah, it was easy. You could just buy anything that said they were drilling oil and they found some, especially if they were in North Dakota, you make money off it.
You're right. That shale rock and all of that. Yeah. They don't even talk about that no more. they may see that was the crypto of it, the fracking and all of that. Yeah, they had us all ready to buy fracking, and then we would have been out of our fracking mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, I want to say, what's going on? To Ulysses just joined the chat.
Hey, what's going on, Complex?
What's up, Snob?
Oh, see.
Wait, what's going on? I got dinner going on, but shout outs to all the snobs in the house.
All right. But
he mentioned Fannie Mae and
I'm sorry, what was that?
Fannie
No,
Mae.
it's I just mentioned in the chat we were talking about. You were talking about candy companies, Fannie Mae candies. Man, my wife used to manage one. It's like a Chicago-based one. That's just another one of those candy companies you were talking about.
Oh, okay. Is See's Candy still in existence?
Yep. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Hey, how do you pronounce? How do you spell it?
C's like literally how you see something SEE apostrophe S C's candy.
Yeah, that's what I had. Yeah, we don't. I know it's a L. It's a West Coast thing.
Yeah, but you're right though. What's his name did buy it?
Yeah, Warren Buffett, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's traded on the exchange.
Yeah. It used to be. I'm trying to find it.
I gotta get a charger and get my other phone charged up.
And this it's not showing up here unless I got the symbol wrong. So to find it, I have to go another way. But yeah. So that company, that Seeds company, is probably doing good with sugar being so cheap.
That's investor.com you on?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have the app on my phone, and it's amazing.
Really?
Yeah, it is, man. Okay. See, they give you this little help right here. They tell you about like candlestick formations, and this is a good site because once you see this enough, you'll get to recognize it without the guides from them. Are you guys able to see my chart?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I'm not using Chrome today. I'm using Safari.
Safari.
Yeah.
Oh, you are Apple guy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. From way back. Yeah, I shut up a PC guy. Me and a PC guy used to argue all the way back when Apple was like $4. And I was telling him that Apple was the great stock to buy. And he was telling me, well, nobody uses it. I told him, I said, that's the point. I said, you don't get it. Because they have the whole world to conquer. That's room to grow. Microsoft has nowhere else to grow. Then he started running from me as Apple took over the world.
So investing, because I'm still trying to do the charts thing. I have some ways to go, but as far I know, I see you on different sites. Last week you using bar charts.
Yeah. The reason I like bar charts is bar charts, they sort companies into like different industries. And so one of the things I like to do is I like to, again, I'm not a day trader, but I still like to kind of play around, like maybe paper trade, maybe just look how things go. Like, so okay, for example, if the dollar has a vicious move overnight, like it did last night, okay, when it shot up, usually, just like what Maddie said, when he said back in 2010, he was making money buying oil, oil and gold, they scramble to catch up to the move that the dollar made overnight. So if the dollar shoots up, for whatever reason, those shares of oil and gold start getting so at 9:30 when the markets open, they have to catch up to the movement of the dollar. And so you got people out there doing trade like day trading. That's their primary strategy. They see, okay, the dollar had a big move overnight in the London market, and then they see, okay, what gold stocks are overbought. They find overbought gold stocks. If the dollar shot up, they short those gold and oil stocks that are overbought.
That question is on, because I just wrote down bar charts and investing.com. I'm
gonna go to bar chart now so I can show y'all what I'm talking about.
Is there anything on these sites that you can practice day trading? And I'm not saying I want to be a day trader, but I want to practice.
Skills. Investopedia. See if they still got it. They had one. They changed that site. Now they're trying to pump their products, buy this training program. I don't buy that crap. They charge for it is not. It doesn't seem. I don't want to say nothing because I use their site all the time.
Well, for the money you pay for something like that, you might as well just buy some stock. You might mess around and get lucky.
Look, they got a good. I hear you, man, but they got a good. A simulator. That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Stock simulator. This is where you go and you register, and you'll be able to go in and they give you $100,000 virtual cash, and you can do your thing.
So Investopedia.
Yeah. Now that's one way. Now other companies, most, not all, your bigger stock, brokers.
Ooh, yes.
They have. Is that? I'm not looking at the regular pay. Was that Nagone? Who was that?
Hey, Dollar.
Yeah.
They got wildfires in California. That MMX. I think they do things with wildfires. They'll make some money next week.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Man, this is your time, man. This is your time. Like I said,
We had our first fire. We had our first fire of the season earlier this week in Agua Dulce, maybe about 20 miles from where I live.
See, y'all live there. Y'all need to look up some companies, some local companies that are publicly traded. Maybe y'all you might be able to make some money off some small companies that's local.
Okay.
Now you said some of these big brokerage firms.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. The big brokerage firm, most of them have demo accounts. That's free. Most of them have demo accounts.
Demo their platform.
You can simulate. It's a simulator, a trade. So they basically you're going to get virtual money, and you're gonna. There you go. Thinkorswim, you name it.
Yeah.
Charles Schwab, all of them. I would say try Thinkorswim. If you're a PC user, try what's that? Ninja? Is it Ninja? That software, Ninja? I think it's Ninja software. Write down Ninja software. And if you're a PC user, I think it's free. And I think they have a demo in there. But the good thing about going to a site like Thinkorswim, you'll be using the demo of the site where you actually going to open an account. So they give you the demo because they want you to sign up with them. So by the time you finish, get comfortable in the demo, you already know your way around their site.
Gotcha.
So that takes, a lot of the stress out of it. But so you can either go Investopedia but I would say find a brokerage like Thinkorswim or something, or
Charles Schwab, E-Trade.
and use their demo. But now on the other hand, I know Ulysses is an affiliate for Robinhood, and if you're going to day trade,
can't do that.
Why not?
Robinhood, they don't process your transactions fast enough, and they don't do penny stocks. That's Charles Schwab. Charles Schwab and E-Trade are better. It depends on what what kind of securities you want to buy. But if you need to buy something and sell it and get your funds to settle, you need to use Charles Schwab and E-Trade.
So when you say, let's deal with the first part. So are you saying that they don't execute your trade fast enough?
Yeah, they don't execute it fast enough.
Okay, now settlement is what? T plus trade, the day you trade plus 3 days anyway. So are you saying they take longer than that?
I've seen some, and not me personally, but I've read where some people said they sold at a price and it didn't go through right away.
Ooh.
And then I don't know if you can margin, if you can trade on a margin. When you trade on a margin, you can buy and sell the same day.
Oh wow! Okay, so that's enough. Well, the only reason why I was mentioning Robinhood is you kind of have
free.
One is free. It's no commission, and the importance of no commission. You got firms charging you $9 a trade. $8-9 a trade, and so if you have to pay $9 to buy, $9 to sell, that's $18. So
that ain't but that $18 is not gonna kill me, man, because I trade like 10 in the tens.
Yeah, yo, so you're big money. You big money grip. You know, that's you a whole nother category. They looking at you like, what is he doing here? You know. But I'm talking about for a lot of people, they might have just a couple $100. And if you want to, if you in the whole $18 off a commission, then you can't. You have to wait for the stock to make a pretty big move in order for it to be worth it. If you're a nut, you got to make it $18 just to break even. So, but with Robinhood, it's no commission.
Yeah, Robinhood would be good if you're not trying to buy and sell in the same week. If you want to hold it for a year or 2 years, let it mature.
Well, that's why we push it as like an investment tool, because it's no commission and because it's relatively like its interface is relatively easy to use. It's for like people who are just getting in. So it's no commission, buy some low price stocks and toy around with it. Like it ain't nothing too serious. But like if you guys are going, the route y'all talking, like I use Ameritrade. So I have a referral link for Ameritrade too, but Robinhood is just convenient and commission free.
So Matt, you wouldn't recommend Robinhood if I was interested in trading, let's say twice a week?
Yeah, it depends on how much are you trying to buy and what are you trying to spend. Because really, if you want to if you're gonna trade like that, you're better off just holding it for a year or 2 years and then make your decision to sell. But if you want to make the big money, you gotta put at least 1,000 in there.
Right. So you breaking my heart. So you saying that people go on Robinhood and they they put in an order for a trade, and it takes them a little while for that trade to execute?
I'm not saying that it does all the time. That was when it first started, so they might have got that under control now.
Gotcha.
And I think they're doing cryptos too.
I was going to say they just rolled out their the crypto portion to their apps. So I think whatever bugs that they got over as far as the latency issues in terms of the trade and all that, they got past all that.
Crypto. Crypto, they're gonna have to get rid of that.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna give them a shot and see. And like you said, for free, I could give them a shot, and if it don't work, it ain't gonna cost me nothing. But zero commission, that's worth it.
Yeah, you could do it that way, but the only thing I would say is if you're gonna do it that way, you're gonna have to hold it for a while, right, to get a good return. And then the way this market is, I don't know how, because I'm selling most of my stocks by September, October.
And I'm sorry, who's your broker again?
I use Charles Schwab and E-Trade.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And they'll let you buy any stock, even if it's down and dirty and it got a DTC chill on it, you can buy it with Schwab.
Right. Yeah, I'm with Schwab and this other small rinky-dink firm. Trader. I ain't gonna say their name after them calling them rinky dink. I'm not gonna say that. Another firm. I'm in Charles Schwab, and I got a Forex account with Forex.com. In fact, I was with FXCM. They kicked out all their U.S. customers and shifted us to Forex.com.
I got one to Forex.
Yeah, I don't know how to do Forex. I need to learn how to do that.
Dollar wheel.
I tell you, if you go Forex, you got to get strong on the technicals. Don't mess with it.
Okay. Oh boy,
you got to be completely into the technicals because But you will like it. I tell you, the way that you are seeing those profits on penny stocks, if you and you got 10 grand or a couple thousand. It moves, man. It moves. But the way Forex goes, it's not unlike a stock. Whereas, when you own a stock, that's your asset. And so your asset loses value. Whereas when you take when you buy into Forex, if the dollar goes down in value, they deduct that money from your account immediately.
Damn.
Okay, so as the dollar loses value, you lose money. As the dollar gains value, you gain money. So your balance rises and falls. Whereas with a stock, you don't realize a profit or a loss until you sell.
Oh,
So
yeah, yeah.
you can make a bad decision with a stock, and you can, let's say you go, okay, I bought a little too soon, but I know it's getting ready to bounce back, and you can hold on. And if you're right, the price can come back to you, and everything will be fine. But in forex, the price can keep dropping, and it can wipe out your account.
Damn. Yeah, 'cause
So
I just bought a stock that tanked on me. It was a gambling, because they made gambling legal. I think I bought it too early.
right. So yeah, I hope we convince you to get to the safer side of the field. Have you ever considered trading any of those? I guess it's a different kind of style. What I was about to say is trading the ETFs. What I like about trading the ETFs is the ETF, exchange traded fund. So in that one fund, for example, it might be a fund of oil companies or gold companies or retail stocks or some industry, and that way you don't have to do research on individual companies. You're just worrying about the health of that industry.
Yeah.
So it just reduces everything to technicals at that point, because you can't do all that. You're not trying to research all these companies. You're just worrying about the macro. As long as the macro economics support that industry, that's all you need to know for your fundamental story. Okay.
No, I looked into it, but because I think the market is gonna eventually tank, I'm not gonna do the ETFs until I see a trend where everything's even out and it's gonna start to move up.
Right. Well, another thing you got going in your favor, Maddie, is let me see if I can get to a trading buddy of mine. We always debate what is it that's keeping the S&P 500 up, and what's keeping it up is the small caps. The small cap, Russell 2000, and this the small caps includes what they call them, the micro caps would be the penny stuff you talking about, but that's all a part of that 2000. Okay.
Yeah, anything under $5.
So I think that we got a little more to go in the Russell, and I think that's why the S&P is so you see we ran from, trying to get a date. This is 2009. This is the low from 2009. Ran up here, and so 61.8 from 100 is 38. Remember on the dollar chart, I said a lot of times things fall back about 38% or 50% or 61. Well, it fell to 38 right here, and that was above the resistance for this level. Okay, so it fell 38%, shot up. I believe that we're not really going to fall until this Russell finishes its run. Now, that could take, that won't, I don't see 4th of July at the latest. At the latest. So we talking 3 weeks.
Yeah.
3 weeks. So we near the end. So when we get there, and that's going to coincide with people taking their summer vacation, and July and August is going to be ugly. And so hopefully the Bitcoin and gold, they do what they got to do in that window. It's gone and hit the bottom. I mean, what would really be great is if Bitcoin can tank and gold can tank, so that the people in the S&P 500 will have some place to go. That would be perfect if gold hits the bottom before the S&P 500 falls.
Yeah.
That way it would just be a smooth transition for people to put their money in gold and duck the implosion of the major indexes. That would be too. It would be too convenient.
That'd be perfect for me because then I have my positions ready to liquidate.
What are some chat rooms you all go to because I know Dollar Will, you were saying that you go to forums you all go to get more information.
I use
Go ahead. I'll punt the Maddie.
I use Investor Hub, iHub. That's how I get all the stock picks because all the traders on there and they bouncing off ideas off each other. So that's where I go.
Investor Hub?
Yeah.
I'm going to look them
Max
up.
Keiser.
Max Keiser? Yeah.
Like he has a forum?
Yeah, it's a bulletin board.
So I'll type in Max Keiser and it'll come up.
Yeah, and what I do is I just trade the dollar complex, so I don't have to go looking for anything.
What do you mean? Go ahead, Mike.
No, I was just going to say that the Investor app on my phone is extremely well with linking articles to the stock that I'm paying attention to.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's all kinds of ways to do it. Okay, I think all of these methods work. Where people mess up is they start trying to combine all these different methods and they're new themselves. So if you're gonna pick a system or a style, you got to master that style.
Okay.
And every one of these styles got rules, okay? And so you got to stick with the rules of your style. And you got to learn not to listen to people who's trading a different style because that information not for you.
Yeah, that's true.
And Dollar Will, you say you trade dollar what?
I watch everything dollar related, but mostly the dollar versus the Swiss franc, and I do that because it seems to synchronize good with the gold versus the dollar. And based on how those move, I go to barchart.com and I click on the oil sector or the gold sector and ETS for gold. And I'm able to, and ETS for the dollar. And so somewhere in there, I can find a way to make a trade. But right now, at this moment, I have money in this horrible ETF, which is set. It shorts gold. It's called DUST. It's like, it's been beaten. I wish, can you guys still see my chart?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I see it now.
Okay. I'm going to show you this horrible thing I'm in. When it breaks out, I'm going to love it. But right now, it's like I'm caught in this sideways, that same sideways move for gold that I was telling y'all about. I'm caught in this. This thing is, let me see if I can put it on monthly or something. I'm going to show you just how ugly this thing is. Okay. The high is like 4,100, like 4,000. Up in the 4,000 area in June of 2013. Okay. Why do I say this is ugly? Because if gold fell, why didn't this thing rise? That's why I was telling everybody these ETFs are crazy. But the only thing I can come up with is this thing is investing in derivatives. Basically options contracts, put options. Now, when gold is usually in the normal course of things, when people buy gold and gold is in an uptrend and they want to have some insurance in case gold falls a little bit, they'll buy a put option. Now, when a lot of people don't know how to trade options, so they came out with these symbols, these ETFs, which basically represents an option. Now, when gold is falling, people don't need to buy put options because they don't have confidence that it's going to rise. So that's the only explanation for why I can come up with for why this thing fell, because it shows a declining interest, not interest as in percentage, interest as in attraction. This declining, diminishing attraction to buying puts. Now, with that said, this thing is these moving averages are messing up the view of the chart. But this low here, the low is like 1901 from 4,000. Okay, so it's already got a double bottom in. It's got like 1901 here, and then somewhere in here it's like 1904 or something. And so it's already got a double bottom in. And when gold breaks out and falls, this symbol is going to go do something stupid, like go from $25 up to, I don't know, 500 or something crazy like that.
Oh, hey, so
that's what I'm playing. That's where my money is. I got some money in there.
So do you short stocks?
If I can find an ETF to short it, I'm not against it, but I really look hard to try to go long something. The reason why is because if you short something, you could your profit is limited when you short. Because think about it, if the price falls to zero, you can never make more than 100%. If you're shorting something, if the stock lost all of its money, then that would take the stock to zero and you would make 100%. So your gain is capped. Whereas if you go long, the price could triple.
Yeah, because I was just gonna say, on the message boards, they got a lot of assholes be posting stuff to try to get people to sell so they can cover.
Right. See, that's why I don't mess with. See, you in that. I know a lot of people who make money doing those penny stocks. I'm not putting it down. I'm just saying I don't do it because that's I respect y'all skill, to do that. I don't do it because you gotta be on the boards, man. You gotta know who's promoting, like you said. You gotta watch the volume of people talking about how much talk is this particular stock getting in those chat rooms. And when you put it all together, you can. And when the technicals all come together with all those people talking about this garbage company, you can make a lot of money. But it's just easier ways to make money. That's all I'm saying. I'd just rather buy ETF, man.
I want to say that.
What's up, fellows?
What's going on, Nagon?
What's up?
Yeah, man. What's up, man? I was just on the Obsidian's joint a little bit, man, but I had. But my man Ulysses was like, you got to get up in here because brothers was talking stocks. So,
yeah, man. So Dollar Will been over here giving us a lesson, man. I've just been over here game, man. Really the charts out, man.
Dollar Will Dollar Will tearing y'all out the frame, ain't he?
Yeah, man.
But listen, y'all, Nagon is the real deal. This is the ringer. He actually worked on Wall Street, so I will stand back. Okay?
Nah, man, go ahead, man. Hey, listen, Dollar Will, your bones proceed. Certainly have seen you do your thing, man. So go ahead, man. Do your thing. Go ahead.
No, I will say this. Listening to you all, I will say that I've learned some key things. One key thing that I learned is you don't have to invest in everything. Just pick a few like stocks. Especially with technical trading, pick a few stocks and master those stocks. Master the rhythms and the flows, the ebbs and flows of those stocks. Don't try to put too many eggs in too many baskets. That's what I'm getting from this.
And it's also a difference between a technical trader and a technical investor.
Okay. Yes. But I'll say this. You're right, but I'll say this. All stocks. Look, I know a whole lot of daggone investors who try to make excuses for their bad decisions by calling themselves an investor. See, when they bought the stock, they thought that was the right price. It dropped, and so you say, "What happened?" They go, "Well, it's a long-term hold. I'm an investor." I'm like, man, be honest. You just made a mistake.
That's the excuse.
Yeah, that is the excuse.
I
used to work.
I was just gonna say I make mistakes. I get out of there. No reason to hold it.
Go ahead, Mike.
No, I was just gonna say that I used to work in finance too when I was early in my IT career. But I ran into a couple of what they consider to be technical investors, and they bought a lot of tech real estate, and IBM and many of those companies ended up renting out or leasing out these properties from some of these technical investors in the office. So these tech companies didn't want to hold on to the property that they bought initially in the first place to start up. So they sold it, and then they ended up leasing it back. So that's what I mean by technical investors.
Gotcha. Okay.
Now I would say, like in crypto, instead of me, because crypto is once it start popping, I'm just gonna say that there's gonna be a lot of coins to invest in. And instead of trying to lose my mind and trying to put 100 here, 100 here, 100 here, I'll just pick the top ones.
That's right.
To invest in, instead of trying to put in a 536. Now there are some lower ones that I put in, but those are specifically for they have a good ROI in terms of their staking or their master capabilities. But I'm going to focus on the top ones. Now that this is what I'm learning from you all.
Yeah, I said, Nagon, you still there?
I'm here. I'm here, brother. I'm here.
I want to get your. This is a monthly chart for a crappy ETF called that's a gold mining bear. But what I wanted to point everybody's attention to, when you see, again, each one of these candlesticks represent a month.
Okay.
When you see the range or the candlestick, or especially the body of it, gets smaller and smaller and smaller, usually an explosive move happens after that.
Usually it does. It says that something may happen.
Right. It could go either way now. That don't mean it's gonna go up. It's gonna go. It's gonna be explosive. It could be either direction.
Or it could go down precipitously. All right.
Correct.
But what I like to kind of judge things with, usually I'm trying to look at where are we in our
You breaking up?
Yeah.
Interest for story. You might want.
You breaking up real bad, Nagon.
I want to look at the civil rights.
Oh man, I want to hear this.
Hey, Nagon, you barking out, bro.
Oh man, you guys hear me? I'm sorry.
No,
man.
Can you repeat what you said? Repeat what you said.
Wow, hold on a second. Yeah. It's can you hear me better right now?
Yeah. You good.
Yeah. I'm having a little. It seems like my Wi-Fi is going in and out a little bit. Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Repeat what you said.
I said a lot of times I like to look at. Can you hear me? Good, because
yes.
I'm trying to say,
you good. You good to go. You good.
Usually the interest rates I'm trying to look at as well. I'm trying to take a close look at as well with something like this, especially when we're talking about gold, and then we're starting to look at what some of the changes might be in the dollar and some of the other currencies. So I'm trying to look at the fundamentals closely on something like this. It's a little bit unpredictable, just like Dollar Will said, but I'm trying to basically stick close to the fundamentals as possible. Interest rates are going to determine how I'm going to make a move with this to a large extent. If the interest rates are going up, then I'm going to say, okay, gold might be a move that I might want to get with. Got to watch it close. That's just my quick thumbnail analysis on this. What do you have to say to that, Dollar Will? How do you see that?
Yeah, I would say that if the dollar is strong, or if the interest rate is rising, that's negative for gold, I would say.
Okay.
I would say, yeah. So but you're right. We're in the same thing. Yeah, you want to look at that interest rate, look at the dollar.
Dollar, can you explain why you say that?
Because the interest rate is rising because there's demand for the dollar, and
It's going higher.
yeah. So if the dollar is, let me back out and say it this way: it's the same money in the world. Okay, it's the same big whales. All they doing is moving the same money around. It's the same money, the same energy. And so if the rate, if the policy is like, if we selling dollars over here, or let me put it this way: if your house is on fire, your house is made of euros, and it's on fire, you're gonna get the hell out of there. you're gonna try to buy dollars, and you are so desperate to buy dollars that the Federal Reserve knows that they can charge you an interest rate, and you still gonna buy it.
Still buy it.
Okay, they taking advantage of your crisis. Okay.
And see, you have to also look at and how they're going to kind of keep some of the economy up, keep it going. We've got a lot of old bonds that have come to maturity that's going to be dumped into the market.
Yeah.
Okay.
boy.
So you have to look at that as well, especially for some of the new issues that are coming in. Old bonds are coming out. You got to have people to kind of pick some of that stuff up as well. So that's going to hit the market too. So there are a lot of things kind of going on. In my view right now, if I'm looking at the market, and I'm just being frank about it, it's a day trader's market right now. It's a day trader's market. Long term, difficult to say. Too much volatility going on. It's a day trader's market. Will, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I've already taken a position in my January the 13th video. I've already called hell.
Okay. Gotcha.
I went public. I got a chart with a 100-year view. And
that video. Yep, I remember that video.
I remember that.
And I'm standing firm that what we call the Great Depression was Elliott Wave 2. And we're sitting right now getting ready. We're in Elliott Wave 4. So that means we have a Great Depression era degree of decline.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Nothing to play with. And so to put you right, to put you really, really in the neighborhood of what I think is going to happen, I think that you look on any chart and find the low in 2009. We going back to that area.
Yeah.
It's going to make you cry. It's going to make people cry. Now,
will it make you cry if we know that that's going to be the case and we position ourselves now?
Well, let me just say,
had we known that back then, I mean,
let me just say that these are just my opinions. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just an armchair person on YouTube. Don't listen to me. Go talk to someone that's certified to take your advice. But I'm just somebody on YouTube running his mouth. All right.
No. I mean, you're making sense. At least have a little of kind of what. Definitely making sense. I'm looking at I'm looking at a lot of guys looking at 30-day averages. Some guys looking at 60. A lot of guys looking at a lot of different things. I myself do not feel that this market, just from what I know and understand about it, is sustainable the way it is right now. I just don't feel that it is in the stocks. Only reason why a lot of these stocks and so forth are running because there are a lot of 3-for-2, 2-for-1 splits going on.
Yep.
Yeah, and people are, and they're consolidating more and more of their positions and grabbing up a lot more of the float of the stock. So putting a little less out there and they keep buying it up. So that's what's driving up the stock price. As far as how this is really relating to Wall Street to Main Street, there's a little bit of a disconnect here, and there's a lot of unfunded liabilities that we're sitting on and we've buried that are going to come to due, and it's not going to be pretty when it hits. I'm just looking at certain other banks. I'm looking. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm looking at some of the other banks and some of the other banking stocks. I'm looking at, for instance, Deutsche Bank.
Bro, we talked about that earlier this week.
Yeah, well, they're getting torn out the frame. The investment banking side of the game is what opened their asshole wide. All right, and it's going to take surgery to close that bitch. So they've got a lot of problems. They're going to keep laying off a lot of people. That what you see there is that's be a contagion that's going to